Hey guys, Ryan here. I genuinely hate to make videos on shotguns like this, but unfortunately this thing's just too good not to talk about. I'm not saying it's the best close range medic gun in the entire game, but the VLK Rogue with the fire breath rounds is absolutely insane, and if you're someone who plays primarily Rebirth or Fortune's Keep, I definitely think you have to consider using it. The one thing you really kind of need is the fire breath rounds. Unfortunately, it's still good without, but it's noticeably better when you have them, and they're kind of a pain to unlock. I'm going to put two builds down in the description. One's going to be how to unlock the fire breath rounds, and the other's just going to be the normal build once you have the fire breath rounds unlocked. The main thing you really have to consider with this gun is you have to make sure you're manipulating gunfights to be very close. If you can get a gunfight to be within 3 meters, you can actually one-shot someone, and that's actually what happened with the two people in the background clip. This is one of the most broken parts of any gun in Warzone, because if you can manipulate the gunfight to be within 3 meters and you play positioning well and you're able to make it happen, you can literally one-shot someone regardless of your health. That means you can be no play, absolutely one shot, and still win the fight if you play it right, and that's just something that this gun has that very few other guns have. The other thing you do have to consider with this is I do genuinely think it's not as good on Caldera. For most people and for most people's playstyles, you're going to be way better off running an SMG like the Blixen, Marco, MP40, Bullfrog, whatever, opposed to this shotgun. It's not that you can't do it, but you're probably going to be better off with an SMG. That's why I really enjoy this on Rebirth and Fortune's Keep, because you can easily get gunfights within 0 to 10 meters, and that's its main area of strength, and if you can get gunfights there, you're usually going to come out on top. If you want to end up having success using this thing, you have to change your playstyle a bit, and you have to be aware of its strengths and weaknesses, because you're going to be rewarded for playing to its strengths a lot more than other guns, and you're going to be punished for playing to its weaknesses a lot more than other guns. That's the whole thing with shotguns. It's very high risk, high reward, but if you use them right, you're going to be rewarded. And you also see this with things like movement. Because of how broken rotational aim assist is in Warzone, and I'm a controller player, so I do feel free to say that, you can easily win gunfights by just moving your left stick and using this shotgun. I want you to pay attention to this next gunfight to highlight what I mean. It's going to end up taking 3 shots to kill him, but by using the strafe with my left stick and by using cover extremely well, I'm able to just kill him with ease, and it's a super easy gunfight. Unfortunately though, I don't like recommending people to use shotguns because they are pretty toxic. Watch this gunfight in the background. I'm going to kill his friend. I'm weak, and his friend's going to really have no chance to kill me because this thing is just so good between 0 and 10 meters. It's disgusting. Because if you're a smart player, you can abuse close range gunfights and you can abuse the angles, you're going to win so many gunfights just because of that. Unless the person is particularly playing around the fact you have a shotgun, you are going to have the advantage in most close range gunfights, and that's broken. I don't care what anyone says. This gun, yeah, it's awesome. I do love using it, but I do think it's actually a little broken, and I don't like telling people to use shotguns because there's nothing worse than running into an entire team of shotgun users and expecting to survive. When you just have 3 people chasing you down with the shotgun, there's nothing you can do with your SMG, and it's super painful. Of course, if you're able to isolate them in a mid-range gunfight, things are going to be different. But you can't do that a lot of the times, and a lot of gunfights, especially on Fortune's Keep and Rebirth, they're just going to happen within 0 and 10 meters no matter how much you don't want it to. And that's why I hate when shotguns are meta. I do not like the fact that this thing is so good. Even though I will admit I love using it. It's such a fun gun to use. I do genuinely love using shotguns, even though it pains me to admit that. But I don't think they're healthy for the game. I don't think it's healthy when they're meta. I know a lot of you guys probably didn't play when the R9 Doof was the absolute meta shotgun and the meta close range gun, but it was the worst time in Warzone for me because no matter what building you pushed, if someone had that shotgun, you were dead. I am not kidding. It was one shot within 0 to 11 meters. So that means if they just hit that doof on you, I mean, technically it's a 2 shot, but it's essentially just a 1 shot. If they hit that, you're dead. So I don't like when shotguns are meta because I don't think it's healthy that every time you push a building, you're running into someone that's just instant death for you because you don't have a shotgun. Now, I know that's kind of hypocritical because I'm out here recommending the shotgun, but part of it's because, well, it's like a little PSA. It's A, to inform you guys you might want to put on EOD to counter the fire breath, but also do consider using it. There's nothing wrong with using a shotgun. Don't listen to me. Don't feel bad if you're like, oh man, he's ranting about shotgun users, blah, 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 blah. No, I use it. Feel free to use it. You should use it. This gun is good. If it matches your playstyle, if it's something that looks good to use, do use it. And if you are going to use it, make sure that the assault rifle you're pairing with it is something that's good in the mid-range and the long range, but make sure it has a quick ADS time in compared to something like an LMG. I'm using it with the Whitley, and this isn't a bad combo, but the Whitley's just a little too slow, in my opinion, to be used with this thing, and I think you're better off using something like the NZ, the Cold AK, the AMAX, something that does good damage, but it's a little quicker than an LMG, for example. You don't want to use the heaviest ARs or whatever, something like the EM2. You want to make sure you have something that's going to be quick to pull up in the mid-range, because those gunfights between 15 and 20 meters, you don't want to be using that shotgun. You're going to lose that 99% of the time unless it's the worst player on the planet. So just make sure you're pairing it with something that's actually good in the mid-range. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do try the shotgun, I hope you enjoy using it. But also be wary, guys. There is a broken shotgun now in the meta, and you should be scared if you notice things in the game. Be careful pushing it because you're probably not going to win that gunfight unless you're isolating it in the mid-range. Anyways, guys, hope you have a good day. It's been Ryan. Peace.